pick up the Google Pixel 6 Pro in 2024? Well, I'm going to give you an idea of what it's like to use the device, especially as someone who has owned the device and used it for well over a year. And in the process, I'll be giving you some pros and cons about the device.
Now, what I'm not going to do is go into all the technical aspects of this video. However, if you're interested in that, I have made a full review video on the Google Pixel 6 Pro. The first thing you'll notice about this device is the size. It is a big device, but it doesn't mean that it is uncomfortable to carry around or to transport on a daily basis. So if you put it in your trouser, pants, jogging pants, jacket pocket, yeah, you'll know it's there, but it's not going to be an uncomfortable experience. And also it's holding it, yeah, it's feels really nice. I've had heavier phones than this, but this does feel comfortable.
Because of the large 6.7-inch display, it does mean you can split the screen and use two apps at the same time, which is excellent for multitasking.
I still think that the design on this device is really good. And some of you may be watching this and saying, yeah, but you don't like this camera visor on the back, it's somewhat dated. That's fine, that's not a problem. But what I will tell you is never judge a book by its cover, because the photos and videos that this camera can take is outstanding. And I will show you some samples a little later and you can be the judge. So again, don't judge a book by its cover. Yeah, the outside may not look appetizing or it doesn't have that curb appeal, but you know what, when I have this, I know that I'm going to get fantastic photos and videos. So I don't look at someone with the latest Google Pixel 8 Pro and think, oh, I wish I had that. Very happy with this.
The device is packed with lots of features, such as the Now Playing feature, where it will put the name of the song and the artist on the lock screen of your device. And the great thing with this feature is that it does go back some 2 months. You also have the magic eraser, so you can remove any objects or people that are in your photo, and you can even bring photos from another device and it will work. You also have the speech to text, which is fast and accurate. Another feature that I like on the device is the double tap on the rear of the device to take a screenshot. I think that's pretty cool. In terms of sending a text message, believe it or not, you can compose and send a message without typing, just by using your voice, which is brilliant. You also have the ability to hide the front-facing camera, so if, like myself, you like to enjoy watching content on your device without the punch-hole camera, that is a feature on the device. You can also add a text to the lock screen, which is really useful. In case you lose your device, you can put something on there, so should somebody find it, maybe add a little reward and you may get your device back. And another cool feature of mine is the using your voice to silence an alarm, which can be a little fatal because you can just roll back to sleep very quickly. Honestly, there are so many features on this device, and I've covered a lot of them in bite-sized videos on my channel.
The other thing I like about this device as well is that obviously it does scream premium, even now in 2024. And what I also like is this curved display. Yes, not to everybody's liking, but for me, I love it. It just screams premium for me. And in terms of accidental touches, not something I experience because I have a cover on it just for the back, and I do not have any issues with accidental touches. All right, what else do I like about this device? Yes, the back here, for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's not a fingerprint magnet. It hides it fantastically well, and I really like that. Don't like devices that trap fingerprints. You have to be wiping it every 5 seconds or so. But again, as I mentioned earlier, I have a transparent case on mine because I do want to show off this beautiful sort of sunny color on the back. And that takes me on to my next point, is that when I saw that Google had this two-tone color combination on the back here, I had to get my hands on this device, and especially in this particular color, because ever since the Google Pixel 7 Pro and upwards, they've gone back to the same color on above and below the camera visor, which is a real shame. And who knows, maybe in a few years time this may be a collector's item.
Making and receiving calls is not an issue whatsoever.
Because Google own Android, what it means is that you will get your updates regularly, which is really cool. So you will get software updates up until October 2024 and security patch updates up until October 2026. So do keep that in mind. And that is correct up to when I'm making this video, which is 1st of January 2024. And I'll probably push this video out maybe, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th or 10th of January.
Just as an update, this video is actually going out in March 2024.
So the information I just mentioned is correct up to the publication of this video. Now that may change later on, so depending when you're watching this video, maybe could be, who knows, March, April, May, June, July, August, etc. The other thing I like with the Google Pixel devices, it's not my favorite, but it doesn't have duplication of apps. And as a result of that, what it means is that it doesn't eat too much into your internal storage capacity. Now, this device, especially in this color, which I really like, only came in 128 gigabytes. And I think that's a real shame. And also, to think, $800 to $900 new for 128 gigabytes? No, that's not good. Should have had the option of 256 gigabytes in this sort of sunny color. I know they had it in I think stormy black, but yes, that was a crying shame. Probably another good reason why it's good to pick it up at a lower price today. So, as I mentioned, you do get 128 gigabytes of internal storage. If my memory serves me correctly, obviously you can see I've been filling it up, and obviously the videos take up a large proportion of it. And why wouldn't one? It has excellent cameras, so you want to shoot with the best cameras possible. And yes, you could argue that yes, why not have cloud storage? And my response to that is I do have cloud storage. So, but I just think on the device, for the price, should have had the 256 gigabytes as an option. Okay, so the point I'm making is when this was new, didn't have anything on it. I think it came with about, 15, 16, 17 gigabytes of pre-installed apps on the device. And when you deduct that from the 128, you only left with about 114, 115, 16 gigabytes.
And when your 128 gigabytes of internal storage is full, you'll then have to possibly take out cloud storage. Guess who with? None other than Google. If you're enjoying this video, then subscribe to the channel below. Would be hot. And it is free to do, as my analytics are showing less than 2% of you are subscribed to the channel. Also, let's get this channel to where it rightly deserves at over 1,000 subscribers pretty soon, because it does take a lot of time, effort, and not to talk of the money spent bringing these high quality videos to you. Bizarrely, for such a flagship device, it does not come with face unlock. However, it shouldn't be an issue because you do have the optical fingerprint sensor.
The only issue I have with the design of this device, and in fact, it is systematic on all Google Pixel devices, and that is the button configuration. So you can see quite clearly the volume rockers at the bottom and the on-off power button is at the top. Now, for someone like myself, I do flick between other Android devices and the Google Pixel device on a daily basis. So here's the point I'm going to make. So if you look on the right here, you'll see the on-off power button is at the bottom there, which is in yellow, and the volume rocker is at the top. And by the way, this is the Poco X5 Pro. So this configuration on the right here is the same for 100% of other Android devices. So you can see the issue I have. 1 minute, I think the bottom is the on-off power button, whereas it's not. And other times I think the top is the on-off power button and it is not. Even with muscle memory, it's a real pain. So I'm not sure why Google have gone for this particular configuration. Just follow the same lead as everybody else, especially in this area. It just makes sense. I have no reason why they are being different. But for you, it may not be an issue, but definitely something worth me pointing out.
The device does come with stereo speakers and Dolby Atmos, and they do sound really good.
One thing I definitely want to point out, it may or may not happen to you, but as this is a review, it's only right that I mention it so you can be pre-warned. And that issue that I come across with the Google Pixel 6 Pro, and believe it or not just the 6 Pro, I also have the 6A and the 7A, which has the G2 Tensor processor. And that is that the device does get hot now and again. It's not all the time. And again, it's not necessarily at, say, 80, 90 degrees Fahrenheit. This thing can happen at any temperature. It could be even 40, 30 degrees Fahrenheit. And just out of the blue, the cameras will just cease to work. Two things can happen. One, it will just shut down, or it just freeze, and then you have to switch the whole device off and restart it again. So whatever you wanted to capture has been and gone. So I always have another device with me because, again, I just never know when it's going to happen. The other thing it can do is you'll get a message on your screen telling you that the device is too hot, and as a result of that, you cannot use the phone at all, which is frustrating because these are fantastic cameras.
As a bonus tip, and if like myself you enjoy using a stylus with your devices, well, you'll be pleased to know that I found a stylus that you can use with the Google Pixel 6 Pro. It is a generic one, but it certainly works. And the best part about the stylus, it is inexpensive.
This device did cost around $800 to $900 when it was released back in October 2022, and now you can pick up this device unlocked for under $300 using the Amazon Renewed program. And I think that represents excellent value for money, considering this is a flagship device, so you're getting all the flagship features and specs. And
the device can last you all day with medium to heavy use. However, do note it does take a while for the device to charge because it's only at 23 watts, whether it's wired or wireless. So do not let it get too low before charging, or you will be called short. The other thing you can do is at night you can turn on the adaptive charging feature. So if your device is low, by the morning it will be at 100%.
all right, so just very quickly, if you're not aware, so in the camera app you got your photo, portrait, long exposure and action pan. And I have to be honest, that action pan was not there before. It's only been included since the Android 14 update. Okay, so here you've got your night sight, panorama and photosphere. There used to be a more section which included the photosphere, panorama and one other one of these, but it looks like, again, since the Android 14, Google decided to just have everything on the bottom or single carousel here, which isn't an issue at all. When it comes to shooting videos, you can shoot videos up to a maximum of 4K at 30 frames per second on the front facing camera, and on the rear you can shoot video up to a maximum of 4K at 60 frames per second.
Let's now take a look at some photos and videos taken with the Google Pixel 6 Pro. And remember, none of them have been doctored or altered in any shape or form. They are coming straight out of the camera. One thing to keep in mind, and that is that the Google Pixel 6 Pro has a locked folder where you can only store photos and videos. Unlike the Samsung Galaxy secure folder where you can store photos, videos, apps, documents, etc., which is like having two devices within one. And I think for a flagship device like the Google Pixel 6 Pro, it should definitely have a secure folder. Overall, it is a really nice flagship device with clean software, hardware, design and build quality. The cameras are really good, although let down by its reliability in hot conditions. And as I mentioned, the device is packed with features. If you're someone looking to venture into the Pixel 6 Pro series phones for the first time, then the Google Pixel 6 Pro is a good option, especially taking into account the pros and cons that I pointed out. Based on that, and with the time that has elapsed, I would suggest paying no more than $300 for the Pixel 6 Pro, especially for the 128GB model. Well, that pretty much wraps it up for this episode. My name is Shola. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another episode. Peace.